Aloha. Aloha kakayakaka call everyone. Mahalo for joining us. Welcome to Hawaii Care Choices Healthcare Talk Story. Happy beautiful Aloha Monday. I'm Tish Lopez, your moderator this morning, and with me is my wonderful co-host Lonnie Weigert.
Aloha,
Just a
everyone.
Just a friendly reminder, today's talk story is being recorded so that you and others can access it in the future. All of our presentations are available on our YouTube channel simply by searching Hawaii Care Choices. We are also on Facebook and Instagram. Please follow us to see a ton of content, upcoming events, just like Talk Story, and so much more. If you are following us, we want to say thank you and connect with us. Send us a comment or a message as well. For those of you joining us on Zoom, the bottom of your screen should look like this. Please follow that green arrow and click on the chat box, say aloha, and let us know where you are joining in from. In August, we launched our Empower Your Choice Talk Story series, and we continue to discuss and explore the understanding of health equity and how that it impacts our access to quality care. So at any time during this webinar, you may ask our guest questions simply by following the purple arrow, clicking on the Q&A box at any time to submit your question. We are also live on Facebook. So all of those watching on Facebook Live, thank you for joining us and aloha. Please use your comment box to say aloha and let us know where you are joining in from. Feel free to chat in questions as well as share your reactions with us during this talk story using those reaction buttons. We love to see the hearts, the thumbs up, and the care button. Also, feel free to share this live video with your friends and family who may be interested in the information. All right, I am so excited to introduce to you our guest speaker for today, Hilo's own celebrity with a friendly face and voice in our community, Derek Kurisu, Executive Vice President of KTA Superstores. Derek has been with KTA for over 40 years, creating lifestyle shows to teach the community how to buy local, eat local, and how to prepare healthy, delicious food. He is the man with the pan and the producer of Seniors in Paradise that showcase our culture, our people of Hawaii, and he also is a huge community, agriculture, and culinary arts advocate. Without further ado, please give me a warm virtual round of applause to Derek Kurisu. Aloha, Derek.
Aloha. First of all,
Mahalo.
thank you very much for having me on your program. You know, all in the past, you have all these doctors and stuff, but today you'll have somebody that samples over 10,000 items at KPA because I do it for all of the people out there, right? Sacrificing my body here. So, you know, I'm not one doctor or anything like that. I'm Derek Kurisu, working for KTA Superstores.
Awesome, Derek. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Tish. Tish, is there anything else that you'd like to share before we just jump right into our really fun time that we're going to have with Derek?
Absolutely. Well, I just like to say, Derek, there's so much love in this chat box. So everyone, aloha from Andrea at EHHC Urgent Care. Aloha from Hakalau, Hawaii. That's Dinny Kizar from Hakalau. Aloha Angelina from UHC. And our very own Brenda says, aloha and happy holidays. Mahalo, Derek, for joining us today from our CEO, Brenda. And from Adrian, aloha, Derek. Thank you so much for joining us. So lots and lots and lots of love. It's so great for you to be here.
Thank you so much, Tish. So, Derek, this is what will happen is people are going to chat in and Tish will share with us what they're saying. So every now and then she'll just cut in to let us know like what people are commenting on as you and I are talking stories. So it is such an absolute honor to have you join us, Derek. It is quite unique asking you to be part of our talk story. And it's largely because the legacy of KTA and the culture that it has is so interesting in how it affects our very small and tight-knit community. And so, you know, I wanted to kind of just dive in a little bit to find out what why is it so unique what you and KTA does in our community and how it affects, and maybe I don't know if you folks even realize how much it affects the well-being of our community, but it really does. And that's why it's so unique, not only on the Big Island, but probably across the state, if not in the nation. And so it's something that we really want to cherish and also celebrate as well. So let's start. So Derek, we already heard in the introduction that you've been with KTA for a long time, and now you are the executive vice president. Can you tell us what position did you start at, and how, how did you move up in the ranks? What was your thought when you first got to KTA?
Well, first of all, thanks to the Hakalau person, I'm born and raised in Hakalau in a sugar plantation. And, we have like 5 children in our house. So, as soon as you're able to work, you need to find a job because, you need to actually kind of support yourself. So back in 1968, so it's 55 years I've been in this business. I'm not 40. You look at this, this is how 55 years of working for KTA looks like. Yeah. So I started back in 1968 while going to Hilo High School, caught the bus into town, and after school, I would run down to KTA to work and catch the bus home. I started as a baggage boy, one of those baggers. I started there, and the interesting thing about it is that, how do you get a job at KTA in those days? My brother used to work there, and if you have a brother or a relative that works hard, you almost able to get in, right? So in order to pass the test, the first thing you have to do in those days was you had to carry a 100-pound bag of rice. We're going the right way to carry a 100-pound bag of rice because rice is something you don't put in the way, you put it on your shoulder because it's something you respect. So we all had to carry a 100-pound bag of rice. And in those days, everybody bought rice, 100-pound bag of rice. Because rice was the most important thing in the household. And we used to sell a lot of things like chicken feed, rabbit feed, and all this kind of stuff. And they were about 80 pounds, and we had to carry it on our shoulder. So that was a test to get into KTA. Of course, they would ask you some questions, but yeah. So that back then, in 1968, I started at KTA, and I was so fortunate. About after a year of bagging groceries, I became a stock clerk. I worked in the produce, worked in the warehouse, worked all over the place. Yeah, and I actually ended up being a journeyman meat cutter. So I'm actually a meat cutter by trade, but it kind of helped me out a lot because being able to cut meat, you be able to know how to cook it, right? That's how it all came into play. So I still encourage a lot of the high school kids, if they really want to, at least learn about working, they should work at a supermarket because it gives you a real good feeling about what customer service is about. It teaches you the importance of working together, working relationships. So that's my plug for KTA because we are looking for more employees. Yeah, so
So,
I started as a baggage boy.
so that's really an interesting way that that you applied for KTA. You had to carry the rice bag,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, you see. So plus you would also have a little leverage if your family worked there too. That was another
yeah,
good one. Yeah,
yeah.
that was another good one. Okay, so what was the culture like? Because obviously there wasn't really a lot of technology. Did people just, buy and come back, pay later? Or how did the plantation culture really affect KTA?
Well, one of the things that what KTA did is like every Friday, once a month, coming to town to shop, and during tough times, they would even extend credit to all these plantation workers, which was very important. But the real culture is like the founder who I work for. Actually, I worked for 4 generations, being there that long, and I worked for the founder, and the founder was such a humble person. You're a short Japanese man, wore a white shirt, walk around the store, sweep all the sidewalk and everything else. So people thought he was actually a janitor, but he was such a humble man. And, he couldn't speak much English. In fact, he couldn't speak English. But, a lot of things I learned from him is through observing, it's through observation, you know, just watching, the way he conducted himself, the way, he walked around and, I'm just a brilliant person. And from there, I mean, all these children took over, like Barry's dad, Hidetoshi Tony, then came Barry, and now his son. So I've been working for 4 generations in the store. But the key to all that is it starts from Koichi, is to be humble, and you really have to be humble. And the thing about it that try to concentrate more on doing things instead of talking about it, right? So you don't hear or you never heard Barry or Tony or everybody talking about our company. We just try to focus on the doing part. Doing things that's right and for the people here on the island. So we don't talk about it. We focus on the doing. We have always had this philosophy of you know, and it's again, from the time you take care of customer, you take care of employees, you take care of customer, and you be sure that we're able to provide the customer with all the needs here on the island. So it has been changing. People needs have changed, right? You know, you and I we see plenty of Vienna sausage and sardines before, but those days are kind of like gone. So you got to keep on changing with the customer needs, and that's how we morphed into having our bakery and our delis and our poke bars and we try to change as the customer need changes.
See, so there's a real identical line to even how we serve our patients. It's very much like that, where we have to be nice to them and we need to adjust to their needs and stuff like that, which is why it's so nice to look at this parallel and see, wow, how you folks have kept up but yet still kept the charm of your hometown market. Can you tell me, with that philosophy of more doing than talking and all that, are those kinds of values and philosophies still there today? Like, what is it that makes KTA click now?
Well, in the KTA, there's so many different moving parts, right? And I like to go back in the old plantation days, and the old days where we all grew up. Where everybody worked together and respected each other. Regardless of their differences. We all worked together, respected each other, regardless of the differences. In fact, just last week, I was kind of like shocked that I had these a family from Japan that came over and they wanted to talk to me. They met me on the internet. They wanted to talk to me because the girls were confused. They're only like maybe 6 or 7 years old. And they were confused how a Japanese person in Hawaii is able to talk English and get along. And they went to a bone dance a couple of summers ago, and they were confused that how all these different ethnic groups came together and were dancing together, and even the food they served at the bone dance was like all mixed plate kind of stuff, and they were kind of like shocked. So they wanted to have a conversation with me to find out really why is Hawaii like that? Why is it different? And when you really think about it, Lani and Tish, I mean, we are the model of the world. I mean, this is what it's about. Is all people like working together, and it's the same kind of concept we hope to have or we want at KTA. It's not just our employees, but our suppliers and our customers. All working together to make the store even better. And let me tell you what's fun. Lonnie, you ain't Tish, right? You guys are the Hawaii Kid choices, and you guys are in this kind of position. I think your thoughts are like me because when I grew up in Hakalau or even working at KTA, I always think about all these employees the present, and especially the past that worked so hard, sacrificed their lives, right? To
Yeah.
make KTA what it is, to make Hawaii what it is. And how can we repay them? I mean, they're gone. And for me, my motivation is basically to work hard and make a difference and and keep their legacy going. You know,
Yeah.
and it's not about money. It's not about working. It's about one of those things you just gotta do, right? Or maybe I'm old fashioned, but to me, that's what keeps me going every day and try to make things better, right? And I look at some of the children or the grandchildren, past employees. I mean, it makes me feel kind of good. They're still over there shopping. Maybe they don't know why they're here. They don't know about their parents, how hard they work. But all of them, their families all sacrifice. Not only the workers, their families sacrificed a lot so that they're able to make KT what it is today. And I just every day just take my hat off to them. It's come to work, step in the store, and I have that feeling that wow, you know what? I'm doing it for all of them also. Right.
That is so true. Do you notice, I mean, like from 10 years ago to now, uh, is the customer base different? Like get more people different? Or less people now coming in the store? What do you see in the last 10 years? Like how has it changed the community coming into the
Well,
store?
things that change, and we have stores on all different part of the island, right? And each part of the island, there's a different type of base, right? And the different type of work environment, different type of ethnic groups and stuff like that. So we try to have and make sure our store are able to adapt to the changes. Not
Mhm.
every place is the same, and not everyone's the same. And I think it becomes our responsibility uh, to make sure that we're able to provide our needs. I always tell everybody, wow. And once I sat in front of the store, when I became the vice president of this company, I didn't know what my job was about. I said, Derek, what's your job? Because we didn't have any job title, anything. And Tony at the time organized all this. They said, okay, you become the vice president. And they're like, wow, what do I do? Right? You know? So I sat in front of KTA, and those days that we had these blue benches, and I just observed customers shopping, coming into the store. Some were coming in all smiling, going out kind of upset. Some of them, their husbands were in the parking lot talking, waiting for the wives. I know the wives in the store talking stories in a nice air conditioned store, and the husband out there perspiring, and they would come out. Some of them would come out, their children holding their dress and crying and everything else. Then I said, "Wow, you know what my job is? It's not about getting the best price service or clean stores and everything else. It's about solving people's problems. It's about solving people's problems. Because if they cannot find what they have, what they want in the store, they're going to go to our competitor, or they'll have to change their whole menu plan. If they cannot come to the store and find something they have to bring to a party tonight, or they have to go and buy for the kids for their lunch tomorrow, or if they have $10 and they need to feed 3 people. I mean, I gotta be there. We gotta be there to solve people's problems. So with that, I mean, I think our company has a lot of time go beyond the walls of our store here to try to make things happen and solve people's problems. And that's also motivates.
That is the ultimate reason and way that people provide the best customer service. So I mean, you just named it. It affects us too on the healthcare side that when people come to us, they have ailments, etc. I mean, they just want us to help them solve their problems. So different industry, but really parallel on what
Yeah,
we try to do. So that's so great that you shared that. Can you tell
I
me?
believe even no matter what you are, you could be a doctor, you could be
Mhm.
a electrician, a plumber, a car repairman, a service station guy, whatever. I mean, your job is to solve someone's problems.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they come to you because they have a problem.
Yeah. That
And
is
you
so
hit it
true.
right on the nose, right? All these healthcare, like, yeah, they come to you because they have a major problem. They won't be there.
Yeah. That's true.
So
Can you
Derek, oh, sorry, I just had a
can you
quick question that came through. Speaking of, meeting everyone's needs, there is a question if in future plans, will there be a possible KTA location on the Puna side of the island?
Well, everybody's asking us that, as I told you earlier that, our culture is not to talk about things, it's just about doing it. So, you find if everything goes right and this and that, and then, we'll just go and do it, uh, but that's our culture. We don't talk about, "Oh, we're gonna go here, we're gonna do this, or we're gonna do that." We just keep everything quiet because we're a small company, right? And I guess we got this from the founder of the company. Don't talk about things until you do it. Yeah. So future stuff you don't hear us talking too much about until we're in the process of doing it. So that's a good question. There's a need on that side. Yeah. There's always a need. There's so many homes and everything else there, but for us, it's opportunities because we don't have real deep pocket. We're a small local company, right? We're considered small. I mean, we have all these big companies coming in, and when our mission is to solve people's problems, we gotta make sure we still can do it, right? And not get into a position where we can't afford to do all these things. And so, we're very careful what we do.
Thank you so much, Derek. And thank you, listeners, for that question. All right, back to you, Lonnie.
So Derek, speaking of, doing instead of talking, can you tell us a little bit about how you started the Seniors in Paradise TV show?
Well, I was very disappointed at one point when, was back in the year 2000. The teachers are on strike. I was going to the schools and helping the children a lot. All of my spare time going there, trying to motivate them, helping the school, and the teachers and they were doing some really amazing things, and they went on strike, and there was all these negative things that started to come out in all the press and the newspaper and the television and everything else, and they really bothered me. I say, if everybody talk about, if the media is all negative, and people gonna think Hawaii is a terrible place to live. This island is a terrible place to live. So I said, well, I'm gonna create a media that everything's gonna be positive. And I didn't even know how to use the camera. I didn't know anything. So I went to see first. I remember Dan Sakai, the school superintendent. So I said, "Would you allow me to go into school and show all the great things that's happening there?" Oh man, without anything. So I was, yeah, Derek, just go. So then I had Barrett Otani, who never used a camera before, but I needed him because I needed some music bits that he could write the music. So he and I went out and we started to film, and it was very successful. Everything had to be positive, right? Then I'm so busy that I couldn't find enough time to do the whole hour show. So I had the show broken up into 5 people. So I wanted 5 hosts, all different segments. But everybody was busy. This only was a part-time thing. So all of a sudden, George Yoshida steps up to the plate. He was a senior guy. He did some outstanding jobs. I went to George and said, "Hey, George, can you want to have your own 1 hour show?" So George said, "Oh, by all means, he would want to have that because, he can see that what he was doing, what he did on the TV was just as much as what he did as being he was in charge of the elderly division in the county, right?" So he said that, and he retired from that. So he just enjoyed it, took it upon himself. He went all out and made the show. So we used to film for him, and he also had his other guy, George Ito, come with him, and that's how it started. The senior show, and it's still going on today. And I guess all of these started from the year 2000, and this is going into 2024, so it's almost 24 years now. Man, it's kind of a long run, And we started from not knowing anything. And in fact, to have the light, we had house lamps that, to create lighting and all kinds. And it's been a journey, but it's so well worth it because we're able to spotlight all the positive things that's happening here on Hawaii Island instead of negative things. Everything is positive. Yeah.
That is so great because that is one of the main innovations that you folks did that really impacted the well-being of our community. So that is wonderful. Can you tell me about the recipes? Like how did you come up with all these recipes, both at the bakery as well as at the on the poke line and even on the show? Like how did that all happen?
On the show, basically, the recipes I use is something that I used to cook before because we have five in the house, and I used to try to cook dinner or something for before my mom came home so she could just relax. So that's how I learned how to cook. But and watching other people cook, and I went to college and I cooked for all my roommates and everybody else. But I had nothing written down. And same as George. George used to cook all over there. We had nothing written down. So all of a sudden, the show forced us to write down the recipes and I created and do some measurements and stuff like that. So that's how it started. But as far as the bakery is concerned, uh, we had a we were the first to have an in-store bakery, by the way, in the state of Hawaii. And we were using a lot of maintenance stuff. And finally, we hired Eugene Mazzano, who was a baker at Punaluu Bakery, I think, way back then at the hotels. So we hired him, and he brought in a lot of whole new recipes and new things to the table. Then we had various supervisors following him, um, and that made what it is. So today, you find recipes that comes up from a lot of the employees,
Yeah.
you know, uh, and some of them want to share their home cooking and bring it to our store. As far as the poke, I worked at Time Supermarket to finish up my degree at Manoa, and I ran a poke counter there, a fish counter, and I made poke. So back there in the early, maybe mid 70s, I came back to the store and I started to make poke at KTA, you know, and things started taking off, and the rest is all the employees started to make their own version of different things, and that's what that's what it is today. I mean, and the shoyu sauce is another interesting thing. Way back, uh, we had a shoyu teriyaki contest, and then so this lady won it, and we use the recipe. We don't use all the recipe now. The shoyu recipe, not in everything today, because we use club shoyu in the recipe, by the way. And there's club shoyu went out, and we recently acquired a Bosch club shoyu. Um, but we have a special teriyaki sauce recipe that we use. Um, so that's kind of like interesting. Yeah, because way back then we made teriyaki meat and teriyaki chicken and stuff like that.
Yeah, you folks make a really good one. So, you folks don't actually sell or bottle your teriyaki sauce, yeah? Not yet.
Oh, that's a good idea. Soon to come.
Okay. Tell me now, I notice you walk all around the store, you're talking to the customers and whatever. What did you find out, about your customers, especially the men, that were walking around the store?
Well, that's really a really good question. Walking around the store, I find a lot of my band friends, especially the older ones that their wife are sick or
Mm.
their wife maybe passed away, and they're just like hopeless. They don't even know how to push the wagon. I mean, to them, it's like not manly to hold a wagon tight and push it. They're just hold it with their fingers like it's a disease, right? So I go up to them, and they tell me the story, and I show them about the deli, teach them this and that. But from there, I told myself, every man should know how to cook. Every man should know how to cook. Because A lot of these older men, they're just hopeless, right? They don't know how to cook. They don't probably don't even push their water, and they want, they have their wife bring them everything to them. So I wanted every man to know how to cook. So that's why we created all these quick, simple recipes on our Living in Paradise TV show. And I do have an Instagram now, Man in the Pan. Everything is so easy, quick, and simple, right? Um, because again, every man should know how to cook. And with that, there's some ladies or some of their wives that come to me and say, Derek, thank you very much because now my husband is microwaving his coffee. Oh, thank you very much. He now can microwave and heat up his poo-poo. Then they'll look at me and say, oh, Derek, can you teach my husband how to clean house, wash clothes, and, iron the clothes and everything? I thought, hey, I'm not a musician, I, but it's so fun. It's kind of conversation I have on the floor, right, with a lot of the customers. And I mean, it's fun, and it kind of motivates me, and like you're someone special every day. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
that's our whole slogan, right? And if we don't treat people special, we don't treat our customers special. You know, we 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 call it you boo lying, right? You boo lied to us, right? So whatever we say or whatever we do, I've got to be like that. So I try to spread that you're someone special disease around to our employees and to everybody else.
That is so great. That's great. The way that you've affected the community by providing solutions, solutions for the men so they know how to cook and they know what to cook, instead of just going to the pre-made food counter.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
you're
exactly.
absolutely
I
right.
think that is you can be doing so much of that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
and some of the wives are so happy that I taught the man how to cook rice in the rice cooker, right? And I guess the whole thing about it, just showing them that it's not a women thing to cook. I mean, come on, you don't have to be macho. You can cook, make your own food. Make stuff for your wife, or, surprise them. But yeah, I think that was really one of my big focus at one time for the TV show to make sure that everybody knows how to cook. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's yeah, that and yeah, that was kind of like an amazing test for me.
That is a really great innovation that really helped keep KTA on solid ground. Can you tell us a little bit about the Mountain Apple brand? How did that come to be? And even
Oh,
you
Mountain
you
Apple
folks have
brand,
another label, 19 something.
16,
Yeah, yeah.
1960.
Yeah. So how did those
1960
two
is an
labels come
interesting
about?
label. It's a label that's a label. I started that in 2014 because in 2016 was going to be our centennial, and that's the year our company was founded in 1916.
Wow.
And those are products that they're great products that's all outside of Hawaii. It's not made in Hawaii, made outside of Hawaii.
Oh,
I look for a lot of food service products that's they use in restaurants to have it repacked under that label. But Mountain Apple brand itself is a very interesting label, because my boss, Tony Taniguchi, who really took care of me and he cared for me, was what once told me, Derek, once the plantation go under, it's going to become your responsibility to go and help all the plantation people because you come from the plantation and the plantation is very good to KTA. So yeah, I didn't think anything about it because growing up there, I see all these cane fields, the big trucks, all these plantation lunas in these nice big white homes, and so you never would think the sugar plantation will ever go under. Then it started to go under, and my boss Tony passed away with cancer, and I'm over there. What I'm gonna do because I have this obligation to him, and the only thing I could think of was create a private label. and I called it Mountain Apple brand because I knew Mountain Apple was getting scarce. You know, now you don't find too much around. And so we did a study. It was one of the 2020 um, Polynesian plants that came to the island. There's all kinds of stuff, and I felt that that was really good. They represent freshness and everything. So Mountain Apple brand is everything that's manufactured in Hawaii or grown in Hawaii. You know, it's all local products. And with that, I was able to go and revitalize and create a lot of new businesses. You know, so all of a sudden I had like 20, 30 companies under my belt trying to help each one of them. Um, and you know, at that time, you know, there was like people with all these grant monies and everything that came and hundreds of thousands of dollars and with legal papers. And I did everything the old fashioned plantation way. I just shook the hand, not shake the hand and say, okay, we will work
Yeah.
together, you know. And the whole key to it is the whole plantation philosophy to avoid greed. So my thing was, and this is how the whole concept started. If you raise sweet potato and you make money selling to us, even if it's $1 a pound or whatever, I'm gonna buy it, right? So if you other people who raise sweet potato want to sell it to me for 50 cents a pound, I won't buy it. I'll stick with one vendor and pay the one price. Avoid greed and making sure that every farmer makes money. So once you become a KTA vendor, you know you are assigned to raise and take care of that item. So you know it's so everybody has their own place in our company. So that's how Mountain Apple Brand started, and you know that philosophy of people working together um, became kind of interesting. I think 2 years later, that's how I formed that Living in Paradise TV program, having a whole kind of different kind of people working together to make it happen. Yeah, so that's our whole plantation philosophy, and it's the kind of philosophy we try to use in the store because there's so many different moving parts in the store. And you know, I tell people that you know everybody got to contribute. Everyone in the store has to contribute to make the customer happy. So they can be happy by the best meat, the best produce, the things, the spam on sale or whatever it is, and they can walk to the front end, and all of a sudden, boom, the baggage boy could put the bread, I'll show you on the bread and smash it down, and the lady goes home. I mean, what a bad experience. So at KTA, every single employee is important, you know, to provide that really the great shopping experience. Yeah, and I think same as any office. I mean, it could be a medical office, could be the doctor's office, could be wherever. Every single person is responsible to provide the experience. Hey, let me tell you this story. In fact, I was kind of like impressed about 2 months ago. I had to have a surgery at Hilo Hospital. And that was like the first time I had to have a surgery in my life. So I was really, really nervous. And I was like, wow. So I went early in the morning and I went up there. I went to check in. Wow. I was so amazed that yeah, I thought the nurses would have all those white kind of hats and you know the outfit, and I thought the walls would be white. I thought the old ladies will be older and giving me hellings for talking too loud, or, you know. So I went in there. Oh, what a pleasant experience. Everybody was so nice. The nurses felt, man, made me feel so comfortable. So I was over there checking in. They took off my blouse, lying down on the gurney, and then all of a sudden they wheeled me into the emergency room. I said, wow, Derek, this is like Disneyland. You know, it's like incredible. This is like a fantastic place. I mean, all my fears went away. I mean, I felt so comfortable. I felt so good. Riding into the room, um, and wow, I was there, and you know, the surgery was done. I went into the recovery room. And man, it was a great experience. The Hilo Hospital has made it a memorable experience for me. And I still tell people, and that's like about 3 or 4 months ago, that you know what, the place has changed, hospital care has changed. You know, And it was robotic surgery. They showed me, here's the doctor. They showed me the robot, right? You know, and I go, wow, okay. And then the doctor comes in. We start talking about man in the pan with the nurses. Next thing I know, I was inside the recovery room. And in the recovery room, in fact, right next to me, I didn't know this person. He works on the airport. He said, hey, Darren, I just had to crack up with you. I said, oh, why? He said, you're begging the nurse to go work that day. Because I know I took, but you know what? The thing was so great. I went work the next day, like nothing. And it was memorable. So, I just wanted to bring that up because, our Hilo Medical Center, I mean, is really unbelievable and very outstanding. So if they're listening, I just want to say thank you very much for taking care of me. That was good. A
That is
great
awesome.
experience.
That's great, Derek, that you shared that because we have Hilo Medical Center staff that's on here now. So they got to hear your testimonial, which is fantastic. There couldn't be anything better than that, Derek. So
Oh,
that's
it
good.
was like Disneyland. It was like Disneyland to me. It was a great experience. And I go, wow, and plus even when I went out, I mean the pharmacy over there really took care of me and stuff like that. I felt so good about myself. And that's part of healing, I guess. So the next day I was able to go work like nothing.
Wow. That is great. That God, she can imagine how many things have improved over the years, and look how great we have such a blessing in Hilo um Medical Center to have it right here in Hilo. That is
Oh,
just
definitely.
amazing.
And it's like our philosophy here at KTA, is we call it Kaizen, constant improvement. So you go to Hilo Medical, and prior to that, I was just going to visit my friends like that, at the place. And I look at it now and how it was, way back then. Oh, it's like major changes. Major.
Major change.
Yes, major changes.
Did you get a chance to eat?
No.
Okay, because I was going to ask you what you thought of the food, because we heard the food is good too.
Oh, is that right? Oh, I might as well just go up there to eat that.
Yeah,
And I
for
probably
sure.
go,
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna make the sounds. In fact, Tish, Tish, you should share your little story of how you had to make noises too to win
Yes.
your
So, friends, as we were talking, backstage, I had an incredible opportunity to go to the Made in Hawaii Festival in Oahu a couple months back. It was held at the Oahu Convention Center, and Derek was there, and he was showcasing all of these chefs, amazing chefs from our state, and eating local, buying local. They had Cooking 101. And so Derek says, okay, well, while the chef behind me is getting ready, I need 6 volunteers to come up and do something. You're gonna get a prize. You're gonna love the prize, but I'm not gonna tell you what you guys got to do. You guys just got to come up. They said, okay, well, I love Derek. I've known him for a long time, so I will go up, represent Hilo. So I went up there along with 6 other people, and he was playing in the background all of these wonderful restaurants that are from Hilo. And he was tasting all of these wonderful foods. And each clip was of him going, oh, so, oh no, oh, so good. And so he asked each and every one of us to mimic his sounds that he makes when the food is so ono. And so I did. It was so great. I mean, it was oh no, oh, so good. But because of that, and because of the generosity of Derek, he said, here is a white, I think it was like a 20-ounce Yeti. It said, you're someone special at KTA. I mean, that was the best. That was the highlight. So the experience of it all was just amazing. And I still use that Yeti today. So thank you.
oh, thank you very much for participating. I really have fun at those events, especially when I had the opportunity to promote Big Island, Hawaii Island. I really, I mean, I'll go all in to promote Hawaii Island. This is such a special place there. Really, really special. So any opportunity I have, you'll see me there trying to make a difference and promote our island.
Derek,
It's
we have a comment from Davina who works with us, and she said, hearing the foundation of KTA and how it motivates you, Derek, to do what you do is why I have appreciated the experience while working under Barry. So she previously worked at KTA as well. It makes me feel so good to be in Hilo. Thank you for all that you do in our community. Oh, that's amazing.
Well,
Thanks,
thank you
Davina.
so very much. Barry was such a special person. He was such a great leader. Very super intelligent. And yeah, he was very open to for our comments. He was always willing to listen, and and he was very fair with everything, and he really tried to take care of all of the employees. He was very very special, and to today, I totally miss him, and we had some really good times together, and that's what it's all about. And I guess even for trade man, Barry is such a smart, dignified person. Hey, hanging around with me, we staying in the hotel room together. One crazy guy like me. I mean, but he'll put up with it. I mean, he's able to handle anybody, even people like me. So yeah, so we had good times together.
yeah. Yeah, Barry is such a special guy. I mean, he was a huge advocate for Hawaii Care Choices,
Yeah.
and now Toby is as well. And then just all the support that you give us too, Derek, is unreal on your TV show. So we really, really are so happy. Can you tell me a little bit about some of your marketing things? Like, tell us what's the man in the pan thing. We noticed that you guys have a whole Kuleana campaign that's on TV as well. Like, how does all of that come about? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, we got a real great marketing team here. They're very young, progressive, and innovative, right? And they're always looking to see how we could, do things that's totally off the wall, things that's kind of like different. So our social media side, has really grown. It's something that's kind of new, right? So, so we are doing like a lot of social media kind of promotion. Everyone should kind of sign up and check it out on Instagram or Facebook. But the Man in the Pan came out two Super Bowls ago. So it's running about 2 years now. When I looked at the social media, I didn't know about social media. Until I looked at it, I go, wow, this is a great way. So I remember two Super Bowls ago, I started the first Man in the Pan. And I remember cooking flying sausage, um, Goldberg with rice and furikake on top.
Yeah,
That was the first Man in the Pan. And the thing kind of like took off from there. So, we've been kind of continuing. But again, the recipes are quick, simple, and the pan is so good because you really don't have to wash it. It's like a man kind pan. The man kind pan, you don't need scrub them and wash them. You can easily wash it off. It's a man pan so it is yeah, the thing kind of like took off. But our marketing department, I mean, we try to find, we always did, but way back, do real unusual things. We used to have like seafood safari. We used to have seafood auction sale out on the sidewalk. We used to have bone dance. We used to have mochi pounding. And I remember one year, this is way back in the days of Tony Taniguchi. We even brought in a Playboy Playmate. The Playgirl. I mean, she sat in the front. The line was around the corner, around the store. It was incredible. She was selling her Playboy magazine, and she autographed her centerfold picture, and it was a Hawaii girl. It was a Hawaii girl. We brought them down, and the lines were around the store. And boy, I mean, the next day, Tony really got, he got all kinds of calls that, wow, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? But that, I mean, we would go out of the way and do stuff like that, and I think it kind of continues today, we try to do things that's a little different. We try to actually do a lot of things to help the community, like, do promotions of, fundraising, barbecue sale and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been kind of exciting. The latest one we did was the now we have these pop-up restaurants.
Oh,
When COVID hit, and a lot of the restaurants are having a very difficult time, and also flowers like Flower Mart. So what we did is went there to tell them that they could sell stuff in our store. So we showed them how we created UPC codes and everything else. So now they're bringing things in our store and they're selling in our store. So we became great partners. I think I got almost 7 or 8 of them in our store now, creating a partnership, doing things that we ourselves cannot do. So, we can provide a little bit more for the customer, and yet we're able to help the suppliers, the restaurants, and we can help, would help KTA and help everybody else. So, win-win programs such as that. But, those things are, to me, those things are very important, right? Because we have a commitment to take care of the locals. And I realized that, and from way back, I always knew that, when there's any type of crisis, if you really think hard, you can find opportunities to help everyone else. So, it's part of when there's a crisis, you'll find some kind of opportunity to help somebody. And I think it's the same as what you folks do in Hawaii Care Choices is that, if there's a crisis, there's an opportunity where you guys are there and always be there to help them in a great time of need. And I think, um, so it's our philosophy is basically almost the same, right? We're in the same kind of business. We do the same thing, same type of philosophy, and we provided this need that's needed here in a community to make our island a better place.
yeah, yeah.
So I just also want to thank you guys. Incredible.
Thank you so much, Derek. I wanted to know, what do you folks do within your organization to promote well-being amongst your employees, because they seem happy every time we come in the store.
Well, in the health wise, we have uh, we involved with the Blue Zone movement, and our HR department does periodically some events around Blue Zone for our employees.
Oh yeah, Blue Zone.
Cooking or whatever it is. But employees that come to the store, we have a really great training program. And when we interview and hire, we try to make sure that people are all on the same page. That they're here to help the customers and take care of them. So to me, those things is really important. But um, but it takes everybody, right? I mean, we have to leaders in our company have to be like that, right?
Yeah.
You cannot tell them, hey, I want you to smile and this and that to all the employees, but you got to be like that also, right? You gotta be what you tell them you want to be. So, and that's the reason why I also walk around the store and act a little bit naughty.
So this is great. So I only have one question left for you, and Tish, if there's anybody that has any other comments, by all means, we can let Derek know. But my last question is there something that most people don't know about KTA that you can share with us now?
Yeah, like I say, we don't talk too much about ourselves, but I just wanted to maybe take that opportunity to again I want to thank all of the past and present employees, suppliers, and our customers. You know, um, in our business, and I guess even Hawaii Care Church business, it's all about people. It's how about people, how we're able to come together and make things happen. And as I said earlier, that a lot of these our employees and suppliers, they sacrifice a lot. Not only them, but their family. And even growing up, in Hakala, I have so much of these old senior citizens that they all passed. I mean, they sacrifice a lot to teach me how to play baseball or fishing and, all of these things. And, we take things for granted. But as you get older at my age, you start thinking back and you say, wow, you know, wow, why did they do it? Nobody got paid, right?
Yeah, nobody
They
got
just
paid.
come out and would coach you baseball or, would teach you this or Boy Scouts, Aikido. I mean, nobody got paid. Everybody came out to make us a better make us a better person, to help give us the opportunity and experience that we all these other great, maybe richer, our kids could have. And I always think about it. And you know what? I always thank them. I thank them. Although they're not gone, some of them are gone, some of them are still here. The children are here, and I really thank them because they're the one made me, and they're the one made all of us current present generation. And we gotta be grateful. And I think Hawaii Care Choices, you guys are basically doing that. It's a way to, you know, make them go in peace, right? And and it's very rewarding, because you don't want to see anybody suffering, right? But for me, I mean, I just say thank you to all of the seniors. I thank all of the seniors that's left us. I thank them for making Hawaii such a great place and for all what they did to make us a better person and live a better life. And it's important. And I do go to senior citizen a lot and try to participate in a lot of events because to me they're super important. The most important thing, and maybe I can thank them while they're alive, right? And not regret it like now they all passed away and I'm thanking them. But the only way I can do it is by being successful and making a difference. And that's my way to tell everyone, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Derek. Thank you. Tish, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I can't say that any better, but thank you as well, Derek. You guys and KTA, all the Taniguchis that have came before us, but also are still in the community giving back and helping local farmers and local businesses. It's amazing. So thank you. We have Deanne says, huge mahalo to KTA for supporting the community. Destination Hilo is a beneficiary, and we are so grateful. Our residents and visitors enjoy the cultural events that Hilo puts on. So, and KTA is definitely a huge part of that. So thank you. Friends, it is almost 11 o'clock. We're at the top of the hour. I just wanted to say thank you all for listening and tuning in to this talk story with Derek, Lonnie, and myself. Know that you can follow us on Facebook, but please follow KTA Superstores on Instagram and Facebook. You'll see Derek more with his amazing recipes there with the man with the pan. And maybe you'll learn a few new things as well. I sure did with those saucers. That was where I first started to, and the different musubis. I've watched those as well. But thank you all. I wanted to invite everybody to next month's Fully Engaged Zoom presentation of Talk Story next month, January 10th at 10 o'clock. Be on the lookout for that registration link. Again, Facebook and Instagram or our website, hawaiicarechoices.org/healthcare talk story. Mahalo again, everyone. Mahalo, Derek, for your time. Just to share all of the wonderful knowledge of how it was back in the day and how KTA has just evolved. And no matter what, our community or the community is always the forefront of what you guys do. So mahalo. I want to wish everybody happy holidays. Ahoy ho, malama pono. Take care.
Thank you very
Aloha.
much. Aloha.
Aloha, everyone. Aloha.